is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy tonight. La 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la. Mercato is crazy. Ah, la 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 la.
Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel, I hope you're all doing well. Wait, let me put the camera a bit closer. Okay, you see my face, I'm totally destroyed. Why? Because I fell asleep. Guys, now we know the reality. Who has the most boring game and football between Massimiliano Allegri, ex-manager of Juventus, and Spalletti Luciano? And it's confirmed. Did I ever miss a live? There is an echo, apparently. There is an echo. You hear me? Wait. You hear me well? You don't hear me? It's Aman that had two tabs open. Disaster. Okay, so now it's confirmed, guys. If you want to know, between Spalletti and Max Allegri, Spalletti has the most boring game ever. Did I ever miss a live when Max Allegri played football? Never. Never. I have always been here. If I told you we start at, 10:30, 11, maybe I had 5 minutes late, or depending on the game, but I never missed a live. Never. We start Mercato session, there is Italy that is playing. I fell asleep. What a disaster game. What a disaster game. Okay, guys, I tell you a bit the circumstances, and then we go with a mini live, with a short live. So, I planned the live. The first one, we changed the thumbnails. Hopefully you will like them for the new season, for the Mercato is Crazy season. So I prepared it a bit up front, and I said, okay, now I will watch the game Italy against Turkey. I watched the first half was disaster. Then my son says, I will go to sleep, because he will start next week the exam period, so he need a bit of rest. My wife, she hates football, so she went upstairs immediately. As soon as she heard the national anthem, when it was over, she went to sleep, so I was alone there. Alone, I was watching television, I was trying to watch. I saw Cambiaso entering. I saw he was doing like 1 or 2 crosses, and then, I don't know, at a certain moment, my phone rings. And I'm like, what is happening? Because I'm asleep. I don't understand. I don't know what day we are, what hour of the night. I don't know if it's the morning. I don't know. My phone is ringing. So I was in the sofa, and I don't understand. Where's my phone? Where is my phone? I said, what is happening? It's all dark here. I see the phone. I see Mohamed El Shahali. I said, strange. He's never calling me. Like this, something big happened. I don't know. Maybe they announced Thiago. I don't know. He said, Beppe, how are you doing? I say, I'm okay. Why? He said, are you sleeping? I say, yeah. Whoa, why? He said, Beppe, people are asking me. They are worried. When is the live? Where is? I said, damn. Then I see the moment it's like 1 hour. Then I see also in the live chat, I go immediately on YouTube. I see like 120 people waiting. You are crazy, guys. You are totally crazy. Okay, I'm sorry for that. So what will we do? Why did I go live? Because he woke me up. I saw so many people, and you have responsibility. You need to put your face on it. Instead, he said, what should I tell people, because they are worried. I said, no, you say the reality. Beppe fell asleep. So I went here just a few seconds. I'm totally in another world now. I don't know where I am. I don't know what happened. I just know that Douglas Luiz said yes to Juve. That Juve, they want to continue with Perin and with the new goalkeeper Di Gregorio. Let's see for Szczesny. But you will probably tell me what happened. We stayed together 10 minutes to 15 minutes, just like that, just for having a bit of fun together. But I wanted to say hello before I go and continue the second part of my evening. What a disaster. What a disaster. Okay, who's there? There is Thomas. Guys, remember the time when Beppe fell asleep? Indeed, that's today. Today is the day Beppe fell asleep. Spalletti, what a game. What a disaster game. What was the score, by the way? I don't know. What did they score? Did they do something? This man, a hero. Mohamed El Chahali. A hero. El Tactico. Can we put a maximum of emotes of El Tactico, the savior? Maximum of El Tactico emote for Mohamed we can. 0-0. Mamma mia, what a disaster. What a disaster. So it was not only Chiesa that was the performance of Chiesa that was a disaster. I fell asleep. I fell asleep. Buonasera, buongiorno Savero. Ciao LJJ, ciao Michael Raso, Limo, Stavros, Serraz, at 64, Proja. We need to make a sleeping Pepe emoji. Yeah, probably, yes. Oh, and the thing is, Mohamed called me. Aman in the chat, he made the logo of Mercato is Crazy, the stamp. I was even telling him, do you like the thumbnail? Can you help me with the stamp? Disaster. Ciao Ryan. Ciao Calogero. Both Yildiz and Chiesa were disappointing. I just saw an assassin tackle of what's the name there? Orsolini. It looks like ages ago. It looks like really long time ago. I saw an assassin tackle. I said, what is the guy doing? Luckily, he had nothing. But yeah, it's true. What I saw, I believe I watched like 50 minutes, 55 minutes. Disaster. People wanted to come to your house. Yeah, indeed, you could come, Saraz. Ciao Naruto, sell Chiesa. Mamma mia, bold, big one. Usually it's the... People are saying the other thing. Don't sell Chiesa. People are already saying Thiago Motta, sell Thiago Motta. Ciao Aldo. Ciao, grande Aldo. Always late for the lives except for today. Yeah, but we will close. Today, indeed, today you are on time. Ciao, Chuck. Carna. Beppe, I hope to see Edgar David say ciao, Juventini. No. I watched Davids, I watched Del Piero, but I couldn't interview them. It's a pity. What do we speak about? Tell me, guys, because you need to guide me. For the people that are watching in replay, skip today. Skip. You can even put a dislike, and then you skip today, and you go towards the video of the morning, because I don't know if there will be a lot of important things for that. Mercato is Crazy. Episode 1 of season 23 or 24, 25 actually. You know what's the problem? I'm sure in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we stop the live, and then I will not be able to sleep anymore. I'm convinced about it. Grande at 64. Getting closer. Okay, we can talk with about Douglas Costa, at least as long as I know. Ciao Wolf, grande. No. It was just to keep me a bit awake. We can speak about Douglas Luiz if you want to. A few minutes. But the game of Italy, I saw 50 minutes. It was really disaster. But for especially for the Italian and the Turkish people, if they are saying that what will happen now, disaster, they will be eliminated. I don't believe that Italy will do well in the Euro, but friendly preparation games, usually knowing the history, Italy is never doing well in these games. Never. By the way, it would be really sincerely worrying if Italy would have won 4-0, because when Italy is winning 4-0, 3-0 before starting the competition, it means that it will be a disaster. So maybe it's better that Italy did bad. I was watching Di Lorenzo first half, disaster. I was watching Chiesa, disaster. The game of Spalletti, disaster. The only one I tell you, I saw 5 or 10 minutes of Cambiaso. It looked like he was entering really well. But I'm not worried for Euro. This game are not representative of it. So don't worry about that. And for the Turkish friends as well, I believe. I believed before that game of today they could be really the dark horse of the tournament, the surprise. Let's see. Then I saw yesterday. I saw Germany and England. I was switching between the two games. They were at the moment a bit better in form, but we know Germany, England, France are the three real favorites of the competition. Okay, what about Douglas Costa? At least as much as I know, I don't know if things changed or not. When was it? I believe on the 1st of June, so it's already 3 days ago, if not 4 days ago. I go quite early with the news. It's not exclusive breaking news, huh? Of course not. But I hear pa, and I see the very first voice. I don't know where it was, and it confirms that what I heard about Douglas Luiz. Sorry, guys. This if he joins, you know it will be a problem. You know that between Douglas Costa and Douglas Luiz, it's a problem. If he joins, problem, but I prefer to have that problem because I'm in love with the player. But I knew that there was something possible, and I made the video, and I said immediately, guys, I am not fooling you. I am not doing any clickbait. There is serious possibility. Then, Mercato is crazy. We all know it. Mercato today, what is true today, tomorrow doesn't exist. Tomorrow is not true anymore. Tomorrow the player can decide something else. Maybe the deal doesn't go through, and we are here. We said, we were telling joke. No, it's not a joke. There is a real interest. If you want to know in detail about what happened, but Douglas Luiz is not. If you know zero about football, maybe you never heard about Douglas Luiz. I mean, if you're knowing zero about international football, but I hope that Cristiano Giuntoli knows about football and he knew the player. So Aston Villa, with Monchi, the sporting director there, and Emery, they are eyeing on Weston McKennie since long. You remember that he went to Leeds? If you go back to the videos back then, we said that there was some interest of Aston Villa. But that was the period where Weston McKennie, he didn't want to go to a small club. Back then he said, no, I don't want to go to the small club. I want to go to a bigger club. And even Aston Villa was considered a bit smaller for him or not enough for him. Until he waited until the last moment, and then he went to Leeds for what? Because I believe there were 2 or 3 USA players plus the coach. The coach that when McKennie arrives, then he leaves, I believe, after 1 week or something like that. It was also a USA coach, and that's why he's going to Leeds on a loan, and he doesn't go to Aston Villa. But Aston Villa has been really interested about the player since quite long. Monchi, he knows him. Emery really likes him. And then you say, yeah, but Beppe, why should they let Douglas Luiz go instead of Weston McKennie? Because Douglas Luiz is a more complete player. Why? Because in England, they are really more paying attention more and more to that financial aspect of being break-even with some parameters they are obliged to follow. You know what happened this season too, for example, Nottingham and with point deduction, it's a big problem. So they are obliged to follow some things, and they need to sell. They know that the player that they have has a lot of market, is there since 5 years, so they can cash in, they can make a lot of profit, and they know that especially after the fantastic season of Weston McKennie, they can spend less for a new player, and spending also less, they can also divide if they sign him. So it's not a loan that they are looking for. It's really to sign the player so that they can put him in the books. Maybe, for example, I don't know, 20 million euro over 5 years. You have a spend of 5 million per year, which is really going into the parameters of that financial fair play. And they are obliged to do it quite fast. That's something that probably I said 1 or 2 times, or maybe didn't insist enough. A lot of clubs will need to act extremely fast. For example, in England, for these financial things, like a bit Roma did last season, and also Juventus. Why Juventus? Because Thiago Motta, I tell you now, even if I'm half asleep, Thiago Motta, of course, he's realistic. He knows that it's difficult, but he asked, this is something that I can tell you, he asked to the management to try to give him a team that is nearly done when the Retiro starts. That's what he asked. He knows that there is the Euro. He knows that a lot of players will not be there because of Copa America, because they will be a little longer in holiday. He knows about that. But he says, I would love to have an idea, to have a team, or at least the important ones, that I know that these people, they will be there when we start on the 10th. Even if they are not physically there, but at least that I know that these players, they are there. Because we need to cut with the past. We need to break with the philosophy, with the way of thinking of the past, and we need to start from scratch. So it will take extremely long. And we need to use these days. On the 10th of July, we start training camp. Around the 20th, if I'm not wrong, we go to Germany. 20th until the 26th, it will be a really small mini retiro, 27 maybe if you want. And then they go back and they continue to train that second part in La Continassa, because on the 17th we start Serie A of August. So it will be quite fast, and he wants really players really fast. So they know that they can play with time. Weston McKennie, from what I heard, guys, he's earning now 2.3 million euro net a season. Weston McKennie is asking for 5. The first time that they sat on the table, they were discussing, and then when they heard 5 million euro, from what I know, while Juventus, they wanted to go towards a 2.5, you can discuss who is exaggerating here. Is it Juventus that is not compensating enough one of the best players, objectively, of 23-24 Juve, or is it maybe Weston McKennie that is asking too much for one season where he played extremely well? They said, we don't know. Then, what are the... Where are we? Where are we now in the situation Aston Villa, Juventus, with Douglas Luiz? That the players already said yes. Douglas Luiz said, I have absolutely interest. He knows that not only he can play Champions League with Aston Villa, we do the same, but they can compete for a Scudetto. They can go to the Club World Cup. He can go after 5 years in Premier League. He can go to Italy, new league, where he can be a real starter. He can have an impact. He can meet Bremer and Danilo, because Alexandra is not there anymore. So for him, it's a yes. He's earning now, if I'm not wrong, around 3 million euro. He asked for 6.5, which is probably too much for Juve. They will try to go a bit lower. But the parameters are there. It's a real story. And according to me, there is a real opening from the player. There is an opening from Aston Villa. There is an opening from Juve. Juve, they didn't even know what was happening. They were joking. This is what I tell you. They were a bit joking. When they spoke about Weston McKennie, they said, what about Douglas Luiz? And Aston Villa said, we can talk, why not? Junto, he stayed a bit like, are you sure? What is happening? He didn't say it. Now, of course, he was thinking about it. He said, hey, these guys, if we sign Douglas Luiz, guys, my friends, it's masterpiece, huh? It's too good to be true. You know, these kind of things that are a bit too good to be true, that you say it's impossible. It will not happen. That was the reaction of a lot of you when we were speaking live, or when I did that video, or when I wrote in the Telegram group. A lot of people said, Beppe, it's impossible. It is impossible. There is a lot of competition. There is Arsenal. There is this. I say, yeah, it's true. There is Arsenal. But they don't want to let him go to Arsenal, because it's a direct competitor for the top 4 in England. So pay attention. Huh? I don't believe it's Weston plus 25 million euro. You will hear about it. You will hear about it as 2 separate deals. Why? Aston Villa, to actually offload a player, where they go with a value, because that's the problem now. They are speaking about values. Aston Villa is going towards 60 million euro for him. which is a bit too much for Juve. Juve is asking 30 million for Weston, which is a bit too much for Aston Villa. So they will probably drop a bit here, drop a bit there, but it will not be a swap. It will be Weston McKennie goes there for, I don't know, 25 million euro. And then, or probably first, Douglas Luiz goes to Juve, I don't know, for 55, and then Weston McKennie. It's technical side, it's financial aspect, but it will not be swap. For us, we don't care. We will speak about the swap. We will speak about that. But financially, it will be two isolated things to financially make it. I believe that Juventus is winning on that deal. If they are doing it, Juventus is winning on that deal. Is it over? Does that mean that we have no other midfielders if we go for Douglas Luiz? No, we can. Yeah, Artur Pjanic was also two different things. But here we are not speaking about obliged to do some profit. Because Pjanic was already long at Juve, and then you saw for how much we sold him, and then Artur, you saw the price. That's not what happened. It's not a financial thing, at least not for Juve. Juve, they want to go for a player that they believe is stronger, that is more complete, and that they can really use. So it's no, we can't compare both things. We really can't compare both things. Absolutely not. This is, guys, Aldo is saying, like when we offered Carini for Inter. You know that story, right? Who? Tell me. Is there someone that do not know that story? No, we already spoke about that story a lot of times on the channel. The Carini-Cannavaro swap. Guys, you know that story, right? In the meanwhile, that you tell me if you know or not. Let me say thank you to Mr. Zeb. Maybe we can get Douglas Costa too. Mercato is crazy. Maybe. He wanted to come. Douglas wanted to come. Then I think it's a smart choice that we didn't. Even if Douglas Costa to Juve back would have been crazy. Thank you for 28 months. And also thank you for becoming a member, Richard Lionheart. Thank you. Really appreciate it, Richard. There are some people that are saying, no, we don't know. I go fast because a lot of you know. Well, back then, Cannavaro was an Inter player. And he was flopping so hard, but really so hard. It was before 2006. If I'm not wrong, we are speaking about 2003, something like that. I need to refresh my memory. And we had a reserve goalkeeper. Carini. I like the guy, but he never played. Young guy, young goalkeeper. And Inter had Cannavaro. He was flopping, was not good there. And then there is a Mercato deal between Juve and Inter, where Inter, they said, help us. No, he's flopping, he's not good. Juventus said, okay, we take him for you, but then on the other side, you take Carini. We do a swap. We take Cannavaro, and you take Carini, reserve goalkeeper. He was a kind of prospect, this kind of potential goalkeeper. And they say yes. They say yes. He never played at Inter neither. Poor Carini, he didn't do a big, huge career, unfortunately, while Cannavaro became Ballon d'Or, guys. Cannavaro became Ballon d'Or. Carini became nothing. I believe this is the deal of the century. Yeah, we give. Can you imagine? It's a bit like. Let's say. Until 2 days ago, because now it's too late. Paris Saint-Germain, Al-Khelaifi is going to Juve, and he's saying, guys, take Mbappé, and we take Daffara. We take Daffara, goalkeeper of the next gen. It's a bit like that. I would have tell you Pinsoglio, but Pinsoglio is at the end of his career. Perin is a really strong goalkeeper. So let's go for Dafara. We don't know if Dafara will become legendary or not. Could be. Could be not. It's a bit that, yeah. They say, you know what? Take Mbappe and we take Dafara. It's a bit that. Crazy. Crazy. This is crazy. Moiskin is at least there is a logic. There is striker, or offensive player there. No, they go with a reserve goalkeeper. Disaster. Oh no, but you're joking. It's true. Then he played in Standard Liège. You're joking about it. About bankrupt, but they're crying. Yeah? If you speak with Inter, it's all because of Juve. It's always because of Juve, because Juve were cheating, because this, because that. And then you go to the facts, and then you see that Roberto Carlos was there, and they're sending him away. They went for players like Guglielmo Pietro. They had Pirlo, and they gave him away. They had so many huge, big players. Yeah, there is, guys, you can tell me they won the last time in 89. Then they didn't win until they took the Scudetto from Juve, the one of 2006. We are speaking of 15 years, more than 50 years where they couldn't win. And if it was only Juve that was always finishing first, you say, it's because of Juve. Maybe they were really cheating. Maybe they were doing something. And Inter was always arriving second. You say, guys, maybe. If Juve is always first, Inter is always second, you say, if they were really cheating, it's totally right. But Inter was never there. They were. One time they were, I believe twice they were second. The other time it was, once it's Milan that wins the Scudetto, once it's Roma, once it's Lazio, even Sampdoria won the Scudetto in these years. Everyone was winning except of Inter, guys. And then, if you're looking at the transfers that they were doing, then you understand. Clarence Seedorf. They had so many crazy stories. Then they of course, they needed to blame someone, and they blamed Juve. It's like that. It's like that. Kanan just offered a membership to someone random in the chat. Thank you, Kanan. Really appreciate it. Sorry, guys, if I don't go totally crazy now, screaming and jumping. But for the people that didn't know, I fell asleep on the coach, and disaster. I see Italian. Ciao, my friend. Bergkamp as well. Bogdan is doing the count of the likes and the views. Thank you for waiting, guys. So, Douglas Luiz, convinced, not convinced? Do you believe he will come? Do you think it's a really good one or not for Juve? Is it the master class of a signing if it's happened? Are there people that are saying Beppe no? We prefer. Look, disaster. Even the mouse is empty of battery, so I need to check for the battery. I have 100 million, of course, of cables, and I don't know, obviously. I found it quite fast. Yeah, great. Ciao Juve, 10 months for Juve. Will you be covering in Italy games on here? I need to think what to do with the Euro 24 for maybe I will do it on the other channel so that we are not too much interrupting this one. But yeah, I will do something for Euro 24 Juve. Yeah, of course. Thank you for 10 months. I cannot see a world that we have Rabiot, Koopmeiners, and Luiz all together next season. So I think we'll sign either Koopmeiners or Douglas Luiz, not both. I always told you here on the channel, I don't believe Koopmeiners will come at the end. I never believed in that. Because, guys, 60 million euro cash. and they didn't want to speak about players. They were saying no. I said it is impossible. Forget about it. Don't get excited until yesterday or Sunday, when Scalvini goes with a huge big injury. He will miss all 24, probably also the beginning of 25. And then thinking about it with Huijsen, that can go the other way around. Oh, guys, we will have a lot of games to play. Huijsen has a value of 35. If they want 60, but now, you know what's the big difference? You know, Mercato is always like that. Offer and demand. If I have, I don't know, if I have, okay, I show you. If I have this card of Alex Kral, Czech Republic, okay? If I have that card today, and I say to people, guys, I sell you this card, I will have difficulties to find one person on earth that is ready to give me 1 cent for this card. Nobody will answer me correctly. This card has absolutely zero value. The card of Axel Kral, okay? But if in 3 months after the Euro, we discovered that there was a mistake, and this is one of the 100 cards that were produced, and it's probably the last one that is not yet in the book, and people need this card because they need to finish this book, I can promise you that this card starts to have a lot of value. Why? Because it's always like that. Offer and demand. Offer and demand. And if Atalanta, they didn't care because they didn't need money to reduce the price of Koopmeiners, now you have a Koopmeiners that already found an agreement with Juve, already gave a promise to Juve. Yes, if you find a deal with Atalanta, I come to you. I'm ready to wait, ready to take what it takes, a bit longer, to say no or to put some clubs in standby, and then I come. But if Atalanta, they don't want to move, we have a problem. On the other side, now Atalanta needs a player from Juve. And now the power is starting to shift towards Juve. And now the power starts to shift towards Juve. And that's the big, huge difference. That's the really big, huge difference. Juventus start to have a bit more power in the deal. I still find it difficult. That's why we still continue to hear different names. Some people are writing it in the chat. Beppe, look at Skira because he spoke about PSV Bakayoko. Juventus is on a lot of players. It also depends, of course, about... Attenzione. An English club, not one of the big six, have asked info for Max Allegri in the last hours, but he doesn't seem interested, says Nicolo Schira. Conte Napoli tomorrow. Oh, this is what I was just telling you. I was just telling you this. Dortmund, Newcastle and Dean Huijsen, pay attention, Atalanta are interested in Dean Huijsen after Scalvini's injury. He could be included in Koopmeiners deals as counterpart. Open talks. Guys, I'm just telling you this now. This is what I'm just explaining you. And I was sleeping back then. I didn't even know. That's what I was telling you. Then, Cruzeiro interested in Juventus, young striker Caio Giorgi. You want to update about that really fast? They approached Juve for a loan. At a certain moment, they said, no. You want the player, give me an offer. We didn't sign him for much. I believe for 2 million back then. And apparently there are some talks about 4 million euro. And they can have the player, which is for us profit, not a lot, of course. You're saving on salary. Could be a good one. It's a pity because also they're unfortunate player, a bit alla Marco Piazza. So it's good. It's good. And then some people were telling about here. Juventus scouts have monitored several times during the season PSV winger Johan Bakayoko, born in 2003. I don't know a lot about it. I just know that I heard this name and to Juve, but also to Napoli. And when I'm saying you to Napoli and to Juve, it means that is also a name that was on the list of Giovanni Manna. If you have now at the moment some players that are going towards two teams, at least linked, you can know that that means that there was an interest also from Giovanni Manna, that is now sporting director of Napoli. I don't know a lot about the player. I know he's a good player, but I can't tell you a lot. Douglas Luiz, for example, is a player that I really know because I watched him a few times and I really, really, really like. This guy, I don't know. Then if you go on transfer market, 2003 born, so that means he's a 21. Bakayoko. Johan Bakayoko, 21 years old, right wing. Right wing. Oh, it's Belgian. Overijse, that's not that far from where I live. I had a girlfriend from there. He's already costing 45 million euro. Already. Is he good or not? But really good or not? Who can tell me? The Marcello Serraz. Do you know this guy? Good. As far as I know him from Belgium national team, but I don't watch a lot Belgian national team. Today I heard again De Bruyne that could go to Saudi Arabia. Imran is saying not that good. 12 goals, 9 assists. No, yeah, of course, but I'm not looking only at. We're speaking about PSV. There was a goal machine this season. Everyone was scoring, even me. If you go into Beppe Bagnani on transfer market, you will see that I have at least 3 goals for PSV this season, even if I didn't play there. Everyone was scoring at PSV. Serraz, I like him, not much more info than that. Marcello, really good. Assist king. Attenzione. I know, for example, Zegrova. It's a name that I always told you. Watch, pay attention. Pay attention to Zegrova. Okay, he's a bit older, he's 25, but he really wants to leave Lille. While this guy here, Bakayoko, probably also wants to leave PSV, but he has already a value of 45 at 21, so I'm not sure. Contract until 2026. I don't know. Interest, why not? But I don't know. Just give me some more info. When I have, I will tell you. Romano kind of confirmed Calafiori in his recent reply. Let's go to AJ. AJ, I fell asleep, just so that you know. So today I'm going with the flow. I said 10 minutes live. We're already here since, of course, 40 minutes. But I'm really. Mamma mia, Mbappe. Official confirmed, Bournemouth have signed. Who's that guy? I don't know. Antonio Conte. Look at that. He's there. The man. Aurelio De Laurentiis with Antonio Conte. Let's see. At the moment they are smiling. Calafiori question. Okay, so Thiago Motta. Let's go. Thiago Motta will sign in as new Juventus coach next week. It was never planned to sign this week, but when I told you guys, you were not believing me. I told you it will never happen. I was chill on that one. I told you, not before the week of the 3rd of June. No issues, no changes. It's all done, and contract until June 27 will be sealed. Motta already planning for Juve moves like Di Gregorio and Cope Manners. And then the question from Matteo Bellinzona, who said, what about Calafiori? And he said, also him. But he confirmed that they are planning, because he didn't say there is a done deal with the players. Di Gregorio, we know since this morning. Koopmanners, they are in talks. They are planning moves. That doesn't mean they will come 100%. Calafiori, yes, it's true. Juventus is interested. They want to go for him. He wants to go there. And we feel also, the interest of players. They really want to join a Juventus with a new face. A Juventus with a new face. They have that, let's go. I told you how important it was. Do you remember when I told you it is so crucial, it is so important to go for that Club World Cup? Because the players, they are complaining correctly. And but we play too much and so on. And they are correct. But when you have the opportunity for the Club World Cup, guys, pay attention. Mind my words. Mind the gap when you are in the undergrounds in London, but also mind my words. Mind my words. That competition, Club World Cup, it will be top. It will be top level. It will be something incredible. People, they will cry because they are not participating. People, they will be envious. People will be jealous. And we will be there in that competition. It will be a show. There will be lights. There will be dance. There will be world coverage. People will watch. It will be like a World Cup for clubs. Not like that strange tournament there where you play, nobody knows that you are even playing. You know that competition now. The winner of the Champions League, the winner from the Champions League in Copa America, that kind of competition. Nobody knows that you are playing. Nobody knows if you lose. Nobody knows if you win. Nobody knows. The Club World Cup, you can't even imagine the coverage that it will be huge. It will be big. The world will watch like a World Cup. They will be there. They will say, give me games. Give me games. We want to watch. There will be live coverage of people. It will be something crazy. Hey, we are there. We are there. We are there. Ma. It's blah, 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 blah. It's always like that. Blah, 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 blah. If you go, who becomes the president of Inter? Ex-CEO of Juve, Beppe Marotta, becomes the president of Inter. Who started the engine? Marotta together with Conte. Then they brought in Asamoah, Antonio Conte, but it has always been like that. Marcello Lippi, they wanted to go for Moggi. They have always been like that. And it's always like that. In Napoli, exactly the same. They complain, they blame, they point finger. You are a cheater, you are doping, you are this, and at the end, when they can, as soon as they have the opportunity, they go with Juve, man. Today I saw, for example, yesterday I believe, I saw a tweet from IFTV about Chelsea. I don't know if you watched it. It will be, if I'm not wrong, the 7th Italian coach that will manage Chelsea. Maresca. If I go back, let's try to go for them. Who are there? Di Matteo, Maresca, Vialli, Ranieri, Sarri, Conte, Vialli, Conte, Maresca, Di Matteo. Who else? No. Ancelotti, grazie. Indeed. Ancelotti. I will try to find back because they tweeted. Here is the picture. Vialli, Ranieri, Ancelotti, Di Matteo, Conte, Sarri, and Maresca. We said all of them. 7. Guys, there is you will laugh when you will see it. 6 of the 7, they have one thing in common, except this 7 on 7 are Italian, but except of that, 6 out of 7 they have something in common. It's Juventus. Vialli won the Champions League with Juve. Ranieri has been coach, standing ovation of Del Piero. Ranieri was on the bench. Ancelotti was there. Unfortunately, Collina made sure that he didn't win the Scudetto. Conte, captain of Juve, player of Juve, fan of Juve, coach of Juve, the one that started 9 years of Scudetti. Maurizio Sarri, Juve Scudetto, the last Scudetto won by Sarri. Enzo Maresca played at Juve, so except of Di Matteo. It's not only Italian school, guys. When you are from Juve, there is a huge big interest because you get a mentality. You have it. When you are in Italy and you went through Juve, it's important. It's not 6 on 7. And then, of course, you will laugh because there is just one guy that has nothing to do with Juve. It is Roberto Di Matteo. And at the moment, as we speak, he's also the only one that won the Champions League with Chelsea from them, because there was also Tuchel. But he's the first one that won the Champions League. So, when you're Juventino, you're strong, you're great, you're fantastic, you're attractive, you're whatever. But when it comes to Champions League, the only one that never coached Juve, never played at Juve, never ever probably even, I don't know, had any links with Juve on the Mercato, is the only one that won the Champions League for Chelsea. So probably what we can say about Maresca, he will do a fantastic job, but he will not win the Champions League. They will not even play in the Champions League, I forgot. Probably then it's good. Yeah, but the story, the history, the gods of football, they already know. We don't know, but the gods of football, they know. Di Matteo, he will not come to Juve. That we know as well. With Sarri, it was already written. We didn't know, but it was already written. And probably also that's why Sarri won a European competition with Chelsea, not the Champions League, because it was already written that he would have gone to Juve, but a small one. What did he win? The Europa League, I believe. I believe the Europa League. Let's sign Di Matteo. Hey, he was caretaker. Crazy story. Really crazy story. The one of Di Matteo. They should write a book about that. I hope he will join one day. Buonanotte Aldo. Dark Zorak. Pay attention to Chelsea next year. Pay attention. I'm convinced that Chelsea can do well with Maresca. I'm really convinced because I don't know if you were watching football, but that's the channel where I said pay attention to Chelsea because they are not as bad as what people are thinking. People are mocking them correctly. It's deserved, I think. But pay attention because they are not that bad. If Maresca has a bit of time, if he can do what he has in mind, pay attention because he can do, I think, beautiful things. No. Some dreams, they are also there just to remain dreams. We spoke about it. I always said not before the 3rd. For me, it's next week, guys. Next week. For me, it's next week. Ciao Joseph. Juan Mayo. Also, many great Juventini were first in Napoli. Lippi, Moggi. Yeah, true. They were first in Napoli. And also not so great, but not bad. And the problem with Higuain, that's probably a mistake. The only time that we went for someone that was already huge, big from Napoli was for Higuain, where we paid 90 million euro, and then he had a great season with Juventus, but he was already in a decrease phase. While the other ones, we took them or at their peak, like a Moggi, or a Lippi that was not yet at his peak, and that's the big difference. I think as well, even if no, Chelsea would not have been today the club for no. I have to change my version. No, you know why? It's extremely young team, huh? Extremely young team that too young team. Probably, where you need to inculcate a lot. You don't have any leadership at the moment. It's for me, probably that's not the project of for Max yet. No, they need someone, a teacher that is taking them by hands and is going with them. Ciao Cheyenne, ciao Beppe. Hope you are well. Just line alive. Is Luiz almost? No. Okay, almost done? No, it's not true. Almost done? No, because we already spoke a lot about Douglas Luiz. If you want to details, go back and watch it entirely. Almost done? No. Big possibilities? Yes. But then in Mercato, almost done doesn't exist. Especially when you're speaking about these kind of deals for a player with a big value, for another player that is involved, for two clubs that are involved. So almost done, no, but I really believe that it's something that can happen. What I think about selling Sule, I think unfortunately that we are kind of obliged to do so. Not only Sule, but look, it's a player that brings you also there full profit. It costs you 0 on the books. It's a player that comes from the academy. If you people are saying Beppe, it will never happen. Rabiot, Koopmeiners, and Douglas Luiz, we know what we need to reinforce. You need to go with players that you can sell, that can bring you money. And who are there? And fortunately, that's the players that we are speaking about. Huijsen, Sule, Federico Chiesa. That cost you, I believe, on the books still 14 million euro. Weston McKennie. If you're able to sell him even for 20, you recuperate 50 million euro net profit. So that's why, because you need to invest a lot. I tell you, it will be a big mercato, tough mercato. Giuntoli at the moment, he has clear ideas. But there is a lot of work. And I am not sure, I don't even know if it's human, if he will be able to do all what he has in mind. That's my big fear. I think that time will not be enough to do everything, especially because now we are kind of lucky that the door is opening because of Scalvini's injury. Again, unfortunately for the kid, because I don't like it, but that's football. And you have a door that is opening, making it maybe a bit more easier to go for Koopmeiners. But it can be the other way around. You have a plan and then hopefully not, but imagine. Federico Chiesa tonight was injured. I hope it didn't happen. But, and then your plans collapse. So there will be really a lot of work. Really a lot of work. But, guys, you don't, because you don't understand probably. Because this is something that I read a lot of time. Why are we selling Sule? Because he's a player that we have for free, and we go and sign another player. It's because you don't understand how it works. Sule, again, I repeat you, so that is clear. Because people, they don't know. It's normal. It's difficult. Mercato is difficult. It's not like FIFA. It's difficult. You have extremely a lot of things that you need to take into consideration. The first thing is financially. Why should Juventus do that? It's logic. If you think about it 2 seconds, it's logic. Sule is a player that is yours. €0 in the books. He has a really low salary. A lot of clubs are interested in him. So there can be a battle. You can sell the player for 35 million euro, and these 35 million euro, they all come at you. It's max profit. If you sell today Chiesa for 35, Chiesa, because you paid him from Fiorentina, it's a player at 35 million euro, because it's still in your books 14 million euro, you cash in 20 million. So from Federico Chiesa, you have 20 million. For the other one, you have 35, okay? And you both sold them at 35. So it's a big difference there. Then, a Federico Chiesa is already 26. It's a player that comes from an injury. It's a player that is waiting only for huge big clubs. It's a player that has already a salary of 5 million euro, and he wants to even increase that salary. He wants to go towards the 7 million euro. You see the big differences there. So why can Juventus really sell Sule? It's a big opportunity because he will bring you a lot of money. What are the other names that we are looking for to replace a Sule? According to the papers, it's probably a player like Greenwood, what Gazzetta is telling us. Why? Because Greenwood, Manchester United, they want to sell him, they want big money. Juventus said, no, if you really want to sell the players, we sign him for 15 million euro. 15 million euro. 20 if you want. But these 20 million euro, you don't pay them, yeah, of course, you pay them immediately to the club, but to your financial book, you divide them over the years of contract. So you cash in immediately 35 million for Sule, that is all profit because he has a value of 0 into your books, and you take a player for 5 years of contract that you pay 20 million euro, you spread over 5 years, it means that it costs you 4 million euro a year, not taking care of the salary. That's another story. Guys, it's logic, it's mathematic. It makes sense why you go for a player like Greenwood and not a Sule. If it's not Greenwood, it's Zegrova, 15 million euro for Lille. You give him a contract of 4 years because he's already 25, I believe. You give him a contract of 4 years. Also there, you spread over 4 years, 15 million euro or 20 if you want. And it's a player that is costing you really cheap. You see the huge big difference? That's the thing that you need to take, because the rest of that money you can invest in other players. Never look at the transfer market in a really simple this plus this minus this, because it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. If you want to look and analyze transfer market, you need to see the connections. You need to check all the different things, how they are linked to each other, and if they help you to have a better team at the end of the season. Super, super, super important. Not, but this player is a downgrade or not. No. The downgrade that you're saying, because honestly, guys, Sule, that I love, that I really love, is he a starter at Juve today? Is he a starter at Juve today? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I can't tell you yes. Sound of TV. Well, I see all the messages I received from people in DM about why I was not live. Just turn on TV. I did. That's how Mercato works. Otherwise, you will never understand transfer market. I say it for you guys. If you see things like that, you will never understand transfer market. Never. Look, I said it 1 month ago. We will justify signing in and out more than celebrating signing. That's what I said. I said this word, they were a prophecy, and we didn't even start. We didn't even start. I told more than 1 month ago. Six weeks ago, I said, we will be here every single night on the channel telling you, but this. We will justify signing, which we were doing. I said, we will justify the signings. the exits, the entries, more than we will celebrate. We will not be here. Guys, Real Madrid, they announce Kylian Mbappe, they celebrate. They celebrate. They celebrate. There is nothing to justify. You celebrate. You just celebrate. We will not be here celebrating. Maybe, this player, yes, Calafiori, happy, we understand already, we know. But most of the time we will be here, okay. I'm happy with, I'm just saying, if you don't like Zegrova, let's say Bakayoko. I'm happy with Bakayoko, but we sold Chiesa, Beppe. Okay, great, fantastic, Douglas Luiz, but Beppe. We don't go for Cope Manners. Or, I prefer this player. Oh, I know, but this, how is it possible? We didn't give the money to Chiesa, but we give the salary to Douglas Luiz. We will be here always discussing this Mercato. But I promised you one thing. At the end of the Mercato, we will have a more logic team, a stronger team. Maybe not in terms of names, but a team that will have a lot more sense. No, it's not Nostradamus, because I know. Nostradamus, he was guessing, I know, or maybe he knew as well. Because it's logic. Everyone can go, it's not the prophecy or... It's like that, because I know how it works. I know the situation that we are in, and we know. As simple as that. Who is this similar to in term? Okay, maybe it's a good one, and then we close because I told you 10 minutes and we are here since 1 hour. Okay, maybe it's a good one to know. Douglas Luiz is not an offensive midfielder. Pay attention for that, because people, they will have a lot of time. They will think, they will go, Beppe, look at how many goals he scored and how many assists. Yeah, it's true. He's an offensive midfielder. No, it's not true. It's not true. Cope Manners can do both, but he also has more offensive skills than Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz is a complete midfielder that is super physical, great physical condition, fantastic in breaking lines, fantastic in recuperating balls, to start from the back. I'm giving you actually defensive qualities. That's what I start with. I start with defensive qualities, and then we'll go towards the rest. But it's important that we understand that he's not an offensive midfielder, or at least when you go for Douglas Luiz, you don't go for an offensive midfielder. You go for a complete midfielder that knows how to start from the back. So he will be the player that will give you that pressing, that will recuperate that ball, and then that will start that ball with a beautiful pass, because he has a really great pass accuracy and vision. It's not a regista alla Pirlo. Okay, it's not Pirlo. It's not the guy that you give the ball to and he will... No. He's not the player that will stay there and will say, I wait, go, and I will give you the ball. Wherever. No. It's a player that will chase the ball, take the ball, and play fast the ball. Chase, take, and then, what are the other qualities? Because that's not stopping there. The other is fantastic on set piece. He can score penalties. He can score free kicks. He even scored an Olimpico from corner kick. And that's where his stats of goal contributions are increasing. Then we know it. In England, it's much more open. You have more space to take your shots from the distance. You have more space to go up more. But it's a player that is really liked by the game style of Thiago Motta, that really sees a lot of him. And if you want even more, Colo tomorrow is making... No, he already made. Probably will put it online tomorrow. I made a Douglas Luiz video today. Some decent tackles and moments, but I couldn't find too much. I saw some things from him this season. I think there is material. Of course, you can't make a video probably of 20 minutes because he is, I told you, more defensive than offensive. And that's why the other one, if you play a 4-3-3, the other one needs to have offensive qualities. Because if you go for Rabiot, I'm just saying, Rabiot, Locatelli, Douglas Luiz, you have a problem. You have a problem. If you go with, and I really want Douglas Luiz to come because I really believe that we miss a player like him. But if you go for Douglas Luiz, Locatelli, Fagioli, starting line, you have a problem. If you go for Rabiot, Locatelli, Douglas Luiz, you have a problem. So we need a player that is able to give you the goals, that offensive threat. That could be a Samardzic, that could be a Cope Manners, depending on the money that you have. That could be a Gudmundsson, even if Gudmundsson is already more really an offensive, really offensive player. But you need a player that is able to give you what we miss. And that's why I really believe that if you go with Douglas Luiz, there is another name that will follow. Well, I never believed in it, Carlo. Douglas Luiz plus Cope Manners together, never believed in it until yesterday. And that's what I said earlier in the live, where you have a Scalvini that is injured, where Juventus is starting to have now the dominant part in that deal because they know that Atalanta needs, which they didn't need before. So Atalanta was king and strong. 60 million is what we want now. And they will probably open for a player that is Huijsen. And probably they will lower their request because Juventus is now the dominant in that situation. Things are changing really fast. Huh? They already have an agreement on salary. They have everything. It's not a player that is taking 10 million euro salary. So it's probably a player that will go towards 5 million euro salary, Cope Manners. So according to me, because of the interest of Aston Villa in McKennie and maybe even in Sule, because of the interest of Atalanta in Huijsen, there is an opportunity that was not even possible 2 days ago. And that's what you need to keep in mind. How I see Juventus, guys, I tell you, at the moment how I see Juventus, I'm not sure if it will happen or not. And then we close because, guys, I said 10 minutes. Di Gregorio in the goal. Maybe we need to do a tactical pad. We do that. Tactical pad. I don't know if I have all the names or not. Let's check. Di Gregorio in the goal. The defense is that. That's already the defense. Okay? Then I don't know which player I had or not. Probably not Douglas Luiz. I had Cope Manners. Look at the team. Of course, don't stop at only 11 players. Don't stop at only 11 players because you will have a lot of rotations, because you will need much more. You have a Fagioli, you have a Locatelli. But if you have that team, I think it's a massive, massive, huge, 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 huge improvement. If you have that team, guys, you have a huge improvement, I believe. And you cash in on Huijsen, on Sule, on Chiesa, on Weston McKennie. But it's not about... guys, I'm not making a team Sule is better than Zegrova or not. That's not what I'm making. I just explain it. Sule is because you need 35 million euro. That's what you need. Money. Otherwise, forget about Cope Manners, forget about Douglas Luiz, and then we play with Miretti and Hans Nicolosi, guys. Huijsen is perfect backup. Yes, but Huijsen is bringing you 35 million euro. You see? If you sell Bremer, you will need to replace Bremer. Because Huijsen is not a starter at Juventus. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. Who is subbing Cope Manners? According to me, it's quite easy. You go to Wards. If Cope Manners is not playing, okay. If you play a 4-3-3, you play a 4-3-3, up, and you play with Fagioli. Easy. Fagioli can play up because that's where he started as trequartista, and he can play down, and it's super easy. Super easy. Douglas Luiz is not there. You play a Locatelli. You can even potentially keep another young player. You can keep another young player. You can keep a Barrenechea. You can keep a Miretti. You can keep. You can have also players that are from the youth academy now. No, Locatelli will play, guys. Locatelli will play. Believe me, Locatelli will play. A lot. Locatelli will play a lot. That's what I think. No, I know. I know. We will explain it. That's why we are here, to explain, to tell. Then, Mercato, again, is crazy. If you make a screenshot of this team, probably in 2 weeks it will be totally different. Because at the moment, Di Gregorio has not been announced, the coach has not been announced, Calafiori is not, Cope Manners, Douglas Luiz, difficult, Zegrova, today we hear Bakayoko, we don't know, so this team will change. But I believe that this team is really, really strong. I don't think today that Tech will go to Saudi Arabia. That he could leave, I believe it can, but not to Saudi Arabia at today. Because he always said openly, I don't want. I don't need, I want to be challenged and so on and so on. So then, tomorrow everything can change, but at today, no. Good. Jawad, you need to watch my videos. It's already 1 month that I'm speaking about Zegrova. That means that you don't watch the videos. Why am I doing the videos then? You need to watch the videos. Zegrova is someone that is playing as a right winger in Lille. Fantastic player. Kosovo. 25 years old, dribble, super fast, technique. If you go and watch the highlights and skills, you will be in love. Then, of course, it's not only highlights and skills in life, but it's a player that could really, really match the request of Thiago Motta. The latest news is the exchange between McKennie and Douglas Luiz with Aston Villa could be the first deal to go through. There is the convinced yes by the Brazilian that could facilitate the deal. The latter, as well as Coop Miners and Calafiori, want to move to Juventus. Ooh la la, attenzione. Ooh la 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 la. Ooh la la. Look at that, guys. Look at that. Fabiana Della Valle said the exchange swap between McKennie and Douglas Luiz, even if I don't believe it will be considered as a swap, but let's say a swap, could be the first deal to go through. There is a convinced yes by the Brazilian that could facilitate the deal. The latter, as well as Coop Manners and Calafiori, they want to move to Juventus. Guys, you don't even know what we are doing. You don't know what Cristiano Giuntoli is doing. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. You are not ready. You are not ready for Juventus 24-25. Did I tell you here or didn't I tell you? Because I don't know if Sir Raz was here or not. I tell you and I repeat you that Juventus 24-25. I tell you and I repeat you that Juventus 24-25 will do extremely well in Champions League. I didn't say we will win the Champions League. But I tell you, Juventus 24-25, you will be happy and proud to see Juventus playing in Champions League. Mark my words, we will speak about it in 7 months. Write it down. We'll speak about it in 7 months. You will tell me, Beppe, you are right. We didn't announce any player yet. We didn't even announce the coach. I tell you, today, you will be extremely proud. I don't know if you will reach semi-final, if you will reach the final, or just the quarter-final. We will be proud of Juventus 24-25 in Europe. We will do a beautiful campaign of Champions League. Hopefully we don't just lose the final, because my heart at a certain moment, basta, I can't anymore. But you will see, you will see, you will see. Oh, guys, now I really go. Again, I hope you appreciate it. No, first of all, I hope you forgive me, because I planned the live at 11 p.m. Italian time, and at the end, I started midnight 15, so 12:15, something like that. I had 1 hour 15 late because I fell asleep. So first of all, I hope you forgive me, 1. And 2, I hope you still enjoyed, even if the live was a bit strange now. But thank you. This shows what a fantastic community we have. Ahmad, Saraz, Wolf, Dragon, Stavros, Anthony Schifano, Lucas, Thomas McLuff, they were all waiting. I think, Beppe, where are you? Look, I'm watching now because I didn't see it earlier. I'm watching, I start seeing all the notifications from early. Beppe, are you okay? Are you doing well? How are you? Crazy. Fantastic community. Grazie ragazzi. Buonanotte. We see each other tomorrow. Tomorrow on time. Because tomorrow Spalletti is not playing. So I will not fall asleep. I will not fall asleep because of Spalletti. Ciao. Ciao ragazzi. Forza. Juve. Ciao.